All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to unpack the hidden science behind stress eating. And honestly, more importantly, how to stop it. If you've ever felt like your eating habits are driven more by your mood than your metabolism, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're breaking down the biology and the psychology of exactly why we eat when we're stressed, and we're going to build a brand new toolkit to help you take back control.
Picture this. You get home after an incredibly tough day, you crash on the couch, and before you even realize what's happening, an entire pint of ice cream is just gone. Sound familiar? Or maybe it's a family-sized bag of chips. We have all been there. It is a completely shared human struggle, and I want to say right up front, it is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of.
So, what is actually going on in those moments? Well, the sources we're looking at today define emotional eating as using food to make yourself feel better. It's about filling emotional needs rather than your actual stomach. That distinction is a real game changer. When we mindlessly eat, our self-worth usually takes a huge hit. But understanding this definition helps separate who you are as a person from what you are simply doing in a momentary state of stress.
It's literally a trap. And here is exactly how the emotional eating cycle works. First, a negative emotion hits you. Stress, anger, exhaustion, maybe you're just lonely. In response, you eat to soothe that emotion. And hey, it actually works for a second. You get a temporary feeling of relief. But here's the catch. The root problem wasn't addressed at all, so the original emotion returns. Only now, it brings along two terrible companions, guilt and shame for overeating. It is a vicious loop that just leaves you feeling completely powerless. Moving right along to Section 1, Diagnosis, Emotional versus Physical Hunger.
To actually break that loop, the absolutely most crucial skill you can develop right now is figuring out how to distinguish between emotional hunger and actual physical hunger. They might feel kind of similar at first, but they are totally different beasts. Let's look at how they start. Emotional hunger comes on suddenly. It hits you like a lightning bolt and demands instant satisfaction. It feels so urgent. Physical hunger, on the other hand, comes on way more gradually. The urge builds up slowly over time, and unless you've been fasting for days, it doesn't feel like an emergency. It can wait.
You also need to pay close attention to what you are actually craving. If you feel like you absolutely need a very specific food, like pizza, a greasy cheeseburger, or something super sweet, and literally nothing else will do, yeah, that is emotional hunger. Your brain is just desperately searching for a quick emotional rush. When you're genuinely physically hungry, your body just wants sustenance. Almost anything sounds pretty good, even a plate of plain vegetables.
Finally, notice where the hunger lives and how it ends. Emotional hunger lives entirely in your head as a craving, and because of that, it completely ignores physical fullness. You can eat until you are uncomfortably stuffed, which inevitably leads right back to that awful cycle of guilt we talked about. But physical hunger, it stops when your stomach is full. Eating to satisfy a physical need just feels natural. There's no regret because you simply gave your body what it needed.
All right, Section 2, the hidden saboteurs, sleep, stress, and scripts.
Now that we know how to spot the craving, let's dig into the root causes. And I want to completely throw out the whole low willpower shame game right now, because often, weight gain and emotional eating are driven by hidden physiological saboteurs. It's biology, guys, not just psychology. First up is stress. When you are chronically stressed out, your body pumps out high levels of a hormone called cortisol. This isn't just all in your head, it's a massive biological response. Cortisol actively triggers intense cravings for salty, sweet, and fried foods because your body genuinely thinks it needs a huge, quick burst of energy to survive a threat. Your body is quite literally demanding energy-dense junk food. And then we have sleep. Did you know that getting less than 7 hours of sleep for just one single night heavily stacks the deck against you? It's wild. Short sleep duration creates a totally unfavorable hormonal balance in your body. It increases your overall hunger, causes fat to deposit around your organs, triggers insulin resistance, and directly causes those cravings for high-calorie foods. Honestly, if you aren't sleeping, you are fighting a biological uphill battle every single day.
We also need to talk about scripts, as in prescription medications. The sources point out that several common psychotropic medications are directly associated with weight gain. We're talking about certain SSRIs, tricyclic antidepressants, atypical antipsychotics, and lithium. If you happen to be on one of these and you're struggling with your weight, it is so vital to recognize that this might be a direct biological side effect of your prescription, not some sort of personal failing on your part.
I just love this funny little cartoon from our sources. It shows a pharmacist handing over some pills saying, take a few capsules each morning before you weigh yourself. They're filled with helium. It's a hilarious little reminder of the absurd quick fixes we so often go looking for. But unfortunately, helium pills don't exist. There are no magic pills for weight loss or emotional eating. What we do have, though, are proven, sustainable psychological strategies that actually work.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, the pivot, building a new toolkit.
This is honestly the most empowering part of this whole explainer. We are going to shift our mindset entirely away from strict restriction, which rarely ever works when emotions hijack your brain anyway, and instead focus on building a brand new toolkit. Here is your practical map. If emotional eating is basically using food to fill an emotional need, the ultimate solution is finding something else to fill that exact same need. Look at this. Depressed or lonely? Food is definitely not going to hug you back. Call a friend or play with a pet. Anxious? You need to burn off that nervous energy. Put on some music and dance. Take a brisk walk or squeeze a stress ball. Exhausted? Soothe yourself with some hot tea or a warm bath. Just bored? Read a book, grab a guitar, go do some woodworking. The secret is simply matching the alternative action directly to whatever emotion you're feeling.
Section 4, the Take 5 Rule.
Okay, so knowing what to do is one thing, right? But actually remembering to do it when a massive craving hits is a totally different story. Emotional eating is incredibly automatic. To disrupt that mindless autopilot, we need a concrete strategy. Here is exactly how you master the craving. Step 1. When the urge fits, just pause for 5 minutes. If 5 minutes is too long, just start with 1 minute. Do not tell yourself you can't have the food. That just makes it way more tempting. Just tell yourself to wait. Step 2. While you're waiting, check in with yourself. What is actually going on emotionally right now? And step 3, just accept the uncomfortable feeling. Don't try to stuff it down with food, just notice it. You will usually find that even the most painful feelings subside surprisingly quickly when we just stop running from them.
Now, when you do decide to eat, we want to practice mindful eating. Slow it way down. Get completely off autopilot. Pay attention to the textures, the shapes, the smells of your food. Try physically putting your fork down between bites. It actually takes physical time for your stomach to send the "hey, I'm full" signal to your brain. By just savoring your food on purpose, you give your brain the time it needs to register that you've had enough. And the best part? That allows you to totally indulge in your favorite foods without accidentally overeating.
Finally, you've got to build your daily lifestyle shield. Think of this as your armor. When you are physically and socially resilient, you are far less likely to get derailed by the random curveballs life throws at you. Aim for 8 hours of sleep every night to keep those crazy cortisol hormones in check. Make daily exercise a huge priority to burn off baseline stress. Give yourself at least 30 minutes a day to just relax and decompress, literally just for you. And connect socially with positive people. Building this solid foundation makes you highly resistant to the exact kind of stress that usually sends you sprinting straight to the refrigerator.
So, I want to leave you with a provocative question to really chew on today. What is one uncomfortable emotion you can choose to simply sit with today rather than feed? Remember, the true power isn't in the food at all. The real power is in your pause. Try sitting with that feeling today, even just for a minute, and see what happens.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to motivate us.